Hello everybody, Carmen here. I'm just here today to talk to you guys a bit about Pixlr online wound care charting. I decided to do my informatics project on this as I encountered Pixlr while I was in the home health placement that I just had last rotation, and I went into it having absolutely no idea what Pixlr was. When I was asked on the first day, I was kind of dumbfounded, like, what? Anyways, so I decided to do my project on that. I also decided to make a video because my PowerPoint's a little bit confusing. My pictures are a little bit blurry. I wasn't able to find a resource that gave me really good pictures, so I watched videos and took pictures myself to put them together into a PowerPoint slide. So I'm going to be flipping through the slide, kind of talking to you about how to create a wound care profile, I guess, and what the charting kind of looks like and how to navigate your way through it. I feel like this would have been kind of helpful for me to see at least before I went into home health. Yeah, it's a really cool way of charting. Create wound care profiles and update the data every time you see the person in order for it to be online, and then physicians as well as the wound care nurse are able to access that information and kind of track wounds like that. You can put in referrals if you think something's going wrong and that kind of stuff. So I will take you through my PowerPoint, and I hope Pixlr, it'll be on the desktop screen, or where I've seen it is the desktop screen of your IH computers. Each person who has access to Pixlr has their own login, which would go in this area right here is your username and your password. Once you log in, these are the two screens that could pop up. This one pops up in case there's any referrals or progress notes or anything written about any of the wound care that you've been charting on. For the wound care clinician, I've seen her Pixlr before, and when somebody sends her a referral or anything, it pops up in here so that she gets the notification as soon as she is in practice and can kind of look at them and knows that it's there. Someday she'll have like 15 right here. The average person, this is kind of what their screen looks like, so it's kind of a blank screen. To start, there's two things that you can do. You can click on admin, which kind of takes you to this area. This is what you would do if you don't know your person's Pixlr ID number, or if you are looking up somebody that you're charting on for somebody else, or if you're gonna get somebody started on a new Pixlr account. So that would be the admin button over in the corner right here that you would click on. Click on the admin and it takes you here. You can then search for your person in here. They say that the best thing to do is either search with the Pix ID, if you know their ID, or if you don't know that, you can search their personal health number right through here, and that'll hopefully bring up their profile, or if they don't have one, then that's how you can tell as well. If they do have a Pixlr ID number, you would click it into there and it would bring up their profile. Yeah, this is kind of what it would look like if you type in their personal health number and they have one. It's right there. If not, you can create patient account. So when you are creating a patient profile, this is what the screen will look like. And basically it's pretty easy. You just kind of go through and create their profile. Referral to other HCPs, that's just, yeah, if you want them to be, or if they're being seen by anybody else. It doesn't exactly send a referral, but it just alerts that they're being seen by other people as well. You can say who it's arranged by. You would click this add button to add it to it. And then you could go down, and over here you can see the HCP information. This is just the other half of this page. The HCP information, you can type in more specifics about this referral thing. Then you want to click on their comorbidities that they have, any comorbidities that they have. You're going to click through here. You're going to click this add button to put them in here. Then you want to click on here and type in any past surgeries or past medical history type stuff that you know about them. That's important. This is the top of this page over here. So factors that affect wound healing, anything that they have along here, you just want to click it so that it gets added to their wound care profile. So yeah, anything like this, medications that affect wound healing, client self-management limitations. So anything that pertains to them in any of these boxes you want to click. What you want to do is click over to wound icon, which takes you to the next area of your assessment. So these are kind of like, these things at the top are kind of your guide, if you will, through Pixlr. So next you're going to click on wound, and up here their Pixlr number will be in there. If they already have a wound that you've been charting on in Pixlr, it'll show up right here. But if they don't have any wound, you click on here, it says, I can't zoom in, I think it says begin new wound care profile, or it just says new wound care profile. Once again, sorry for all the blurry pictures. This will be their information right here, status admitted, their date of birth, their name, and then their Pixlr number. So you either click on one of those two. This one is a page that is the wound, so the wound charting once we actually pick what wound we're doing. So if it's a new one, which this one is, this brings you to this type of page. You then just start filling out the information. It's very straightforward. You look at the location of the wound. So is it anterior, posterior, or lateral? There's drop downs and you can pick arms, legs, abdomen, back, buttocks, everything. Then you want to pick left or right side of the body. Once you do that, you want to come over here, and this little icon right here, whatever part of the body you pick will pop up right here. You want to click on this little icon and drag it over to the place on the body where the wound is. If there's multiple wounds on the same area that you're going to be charting on both of them simultaneously, you can pick it up again and it'll show a little B, and you can put that on the other area. If you by accidentally put a little B on, you can actually pick it up, drag it over here, and it'll go away. Then you want to come over here and you want to go into causes and history and give a little spiel about what kind of happened. The etiology is a drop-down menu. You just want to press the add button once again, and it'll pop up right here. And then you want to drop down this menu and click in the goals of care, and once again you press the little add icon down there. Then up on our little legend, after you're done all that, you would press assess. So that brings you to this page. It's actually a really large page. I'll show you on the next slide. It has a lot to it. Assessment, if you're doing it off the, like right from the beginning, of course it's going to say right here what part of the body you're doing, right arm anterior. You want to make sure that that's the right thing, the right person. And then if it's your initial assessment, the first one you've ever done for the person, these little icons right there are going to be red. If it's a subsequent, like if you've already done a assessment on it and you're just adding more to it, these little icons will actually be yellow. But since they're red and it's your first one, you have to do a full assessment, which is why this is already ticked off. If they've already have a wound care profile and you're just charting on it, you can click either partial assessment, not assessed, or phone visit, or you can click full assessment. If it's not the first time that they've done it, you can also like been in this, and if you're not just like creating it for them, you can click this blue button down here, populate previously saved results or data. So you click on that, and then everything that was filled out last time that they were charted on, so any assessment data that they were charted on before will actually pop up, and you can just go through all the stuff and change what you need for your assessment. So if like the granulation tissue or something has changed, then you can go in and change that. It makes it really, really helpful to go through charting if not much has changed. Just kind of want to go through and make sure that either the information is correct for the one that you're doing, or if you're filling it out correctly. So the date of onset, the status, reason for closure, closure date, recurrent, yes or no, pain scale, 0 to 10, like our classic pain scale. And then you can also write in pain comments, so that could be your PQRSTU. This is kind of what the rest of the assessment page looks like. So just a quick little snapshot. So there's length, width, depth, that kind of stuff. Wound bed, if it's showing or not, you can pick the amount of granulation tissues and stuff with these little drop down menus. You just have to click on there and then you can click how much they are. So yeah, that's just more of that. And then over on this side, exudate characteristics, exudate amounts, wound edges, if there's odor after cleansing, that kind of stuff. And then there's the last little bottom part. These icons over here are actually for uploading pictures. So when you do a full assessment, you upload pictures basically. Next, you are going to click, the icons are also at the bottom as well as the top, but you're going to click on the treatment icon, which is the little nice blue one. Basically in this one, you're just making sure that the products, the treatment plan, and everything is good. So when you look at it at the beginning, you can add products from here into here to show what you've been using on the wound. I'm pretty sure that if you press populate previously saved results, then your previously saved wound care, like the stuff that you've used, will show up here as well. If not, you can search in here and look and add and take away things that you've used. But you always have to make sure that this is done and the quantity is filled out, and then you click this little button over here. In actual, this is a training one, but in actual Pixlr, this will be a red star, so you actually have to fill this out, so you have to click it with your mouse and then it clicks it. Also, another really important thing to remember to fill out is down here if there's any packing. If there's any packing, you have to count the number of pieces that you removed and the amount that you have inserted, just to make sure that they match. If they don't match, it'll tell you. Any wound treatment comments, you can spell check it. And then over here is the wound treatment plan. If you are doing initially, then you need to fill out the wound care treatment plan. So it's basically what you're going to do when you look at that wound. This is also, if you're really new to home health and you haven't worked with a client, this is a really good place to go to see what you're supposed to be doing with that wound. Down here, the dressing frequency, wound A, and you have to click on a frequency. Ooh. You have to click on a frequency. This one just says wound A other. You don't have to you don't have to click on a visit frequency. And then this just asks CNS results if there was any, and then other treatment modalities, which is this is just the bottom of that page. Then once that's all done, then you click on the next tab, which is the summary tab. So basically what the name states, it just gives you a summary of everything that you've just done. You can type a progress note over here. You can say what you did, you can say how the wound looked, if you want to add anything other than your assessment form. And then this little ticky box is cool. It says send an FYI message to the WCC, which is the wound care clinician. So if you're unsure about anything or you think it looks kind of weird, you can click that and then it sends a notification to the wound care clinician just being like, hey, can you take a look at this? If you want an actual referral, if you think something's not going right, you click on this yes, and then you have to type in why, and then you have to give a priority as to when you think it should be seen. So you could say immediately or in 7 days or whatever. There's a little drop down menu for that. And then this is how you save everything. Add my electronic signature and save my work. Yes, and it'll take you right back to this page. And it'll give you this notification that your work has been successfully saved. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is this nice little icon right here. It's called Viewer. If you click on Viewer and you don't put any Pix number in or anything, nothing's going to show up. But if you put the person's Pixlr number in the top, click Viewer, put the person's Pixlr number in the top, then this is what's going to show up. It's going to be their patient profile, and then you have like different options to go across, so Braden scales, different flow charts and stuff, mobility flow charts and that kind of stuff. So you can click through those, look at the previous data, you can edit it a little bit if you want. And then this button right here, this wound wound care profile. If you drop that down, it'll give you a list of whatever the patient's wound care that's open, their wound care profiles that are open. If you drop it down, it'll give you an option. If you click on one of them, this is what'll show up if you're on viewer. So it shows up with pictures right away that have been uploaded for that person, and then it gives you all the options to go through their previous assessment data right here. There's the wound flow sheet, the progress notes, and then also right here it gives you the date of when the pictures were put up. If you click on this drop down menu, you can pick different dates for the pictures, and then you can kind of compare and contrast. Also, if you have a picture like 2 wounds, it'll say A and B underneath of these, so you can look at the different wounds.